That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder, this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities. So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday show hosts, Jen TMaxi in Canada and Terry Diamantis down under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on YouTube as well. Hope you have time to stop by.
I feel like I've lost my purpose now. It's like,
well, give up then.
No.
Jesus!
That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder, this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities. So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday show hosts, TMaxi in Canada and Terry Diamantis down under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on YouTube as well. Hope you have time to stop by.
I feel like I've lost my purpose now. It's like,
Well, give up then.
No.
That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder, this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities. So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday show hosts, TMaxi in Canada and Terry Diamantis down under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on YouTube as well. Hope you have time to stop by.
I feel like I've lost my purpose now. It's like,
Well, give up.
That was my first moment of real doubt. When I started to wonder, this whole thing was a mistake. So then I went back to my office. And there was a new casualty list waiting for me. People are dying out there every day. Entire worlds are struggling for their freedom. And here I am, still worrying about the finer points of morality. No, I had to keep my eye on the ball, winning the war, stopping the bloodshed. Those were the priorities. So I pushed on, and every time another doubt appeared before me, I just found another way to shove it aside.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday show. I'm Hammer, and I'm usually joined by two of my favorite Wednesday show hosts, TMaxi in Canada and Terry DeMantis down under. You can find us on Rumble every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we bring in YouTube at 9 p.m. to simulcast on YouTube as well. Hope you have time to stop by.
I feel like I've lost my purpose now. It's like,
Well, give up then.
No.
Minions of the Zoo. In space!
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Minion Zoo in space. I'm your keeper for tonight, Tyr Alexander, here because Sanguine had something to do, and I'm here with my friends Mitch Nemo
Hey, ahoy.
and Kefki. And hopefully some other people will join us, but if they don't, they don't. They do. How's everybody doing tonight?
Spunky.
Spunky.
Who we got?
Tonight I'll be flying the Bagagwa.
And tonight we will be doing some stupid shit. So
Yeah.
it'll be a normal night.
Yeah. So we were talking Friday the 13th, and all the guys who played Jason, and it's true. Regardless of how much you like or dislike the movie, the people playing Jason generally do a really good job.
They look
Yeah,
like they have fun.
Even Skylar White in Sweet Revenge, that Angry Orchard commercial,
Yes.
he still did a good job, but the people making it did not treat his Jason well.
Well,
No.
they made
They did the camera
female
angles
Jason.
the wrong way, so he looks short.
I
And they
mean,
put
I
that
like.
stupid ass mask on him. But go on, Kefkers.
Oh, sorry. No, I think Warrington Gillette did awesome too, as Jason. I know that they strayed away from that kind of, but because he ran and stuff, and and he had the pillowcase over his head, and it's a pillowcase. Nobody fucking tell me it's a potato sack. I will fight you.
A pillowcase.
But yeah,
You know how
I
you can
think
tell
he
it's a pillowcase, Kefkers?
Huh?
A potato sack would have branding on it of some kind.
Yes,
say,
and
like,
it would be more coarse.
Monticello's potatoes, because we make potatoes and we put them in sacks.
That would be funny if he was running around killing people with like just a
Chiquita banana thing.
upside down text on the back of his head, something like "Happy
Yeah.
Taters" or "Joyful Taters."
Yep. Idaho
Smiling
potatoes.
taters.
I know.
Smile
Let's
or
see.
taters.
There was
Picking a TFO, Mitch.
Warrington Gillette, and then there's CJ Graham, and there's Derek Myers, Richard Brooker, Kane Hodder, Ken Kurzinger,
Kurzinger.
yeah, Kurzinger, Tom something.
Tom Morga.
Yes, Tom Morgan, thank you, and another guy that I can never think of.
Yeah, even fake Jason, Roy Burns.
Yeah, Roy. I like Roy. Decoy Roy was great. Oh, Ted White. Damn it, Brain. Of course, Kane Hodder.
In fact,
Did I
I
say
would
Derek
love.
Myers?
Yeah,
Mears?
Derek Mears.
Okay.
Yeah, he played Jason in 2009. He was kind of robbed, I think, too,
Yeah.
Mitch.
because it's just the circumstances behind the scenes. There were going to be sequels, but Paramount was about to the rights were about to revert back to New Line. No, the rights were about to revert back to Paramount from New Line, and New Line didn't continue. I think I got that right.
So I was talking about, okay, so in part 2, did you know that there were 2 people that played Jason? Okay, there was a different guy that played Jason when he had the hood on, when he had the pillowcase on his head for the majority of that. I cannot think of his name.
Okay.
Yeah, I never can.
It's like a superhero name, and I can't think of it.
Bliff Bleffinger.
John's loose now.
Spliffmans.
But yeah, he played him. Oh fuck, what is it? What are you talking about? Which one? The other guy that played, not Warrington Gillette, but the other guy that played Jason when he had the pillowcase on his head.
Yeah, they probably had
Something Dash.
Steve Dash.
What? Steve Dash. Thank you guys. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. He played him too. A lot of it. So.
Man, I can't remember all the names.
I see. His name does sound like a superhero, doesn't it? Dash.
It kind of does.
He's very dashing.
He's like one of the Flash's sidekicks.
Kid Dash.
That's funny. But yeah, my favorite, like, I really do love freaking CJ Graham though, his Jason, his undead Jason. Like, I love Kane Hodder so much, I do, but I don't know, there's just something about CJ Graham's Jason that is just, I like him. He's cool.
It just hits you a different way.
Yeah.
I feel kind of left out because I don't know him as I'm not as well versed in the actors as you guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you know, not everyone dwells on this stuff the same way.
Well, no, it's not that I'm trying to butt in the conversation or anything. I'm just saying, like, y'all know, I know who Kane Hodder is. I don't know who any of the other ones are.
He also emotes through his. He has subtle emotes through his body language. Like, he'll raise his chest upwards to take a deep breath, and he heaves, and he doesn't overdo it, but he adds that subtle, like, heave to his, like, and then he'll do the head tilt. But he kind of like, without over emoting, will emote still with Jason, and I'm like, that's cool. I like that. You could tell that this and that. Yeah.
What I love about that is those guys are genuinely working to bring Jason to life. Not just as a physical presence, but as in a way that tells you, the viewer, that there's more to Jason than just hulking around and killing stuff.
Yeah, like I said, well, all of them pretty much do that. You know, they'll emote with that. Even Decoy Roy does that, and it takes a lot of talent to be able to convey emotions while you're not talking, 1, 2, wearing a fucking mask that's blocking your face. Yep. You know, you gotta be good at kind of doing a pseudo mimery. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and it's also quite a trick to do it without overdoing it.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's why I was saying CJ is just amazing because he does it so subtly, but enough that you catch it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, even in a lot of the fan films,
Kane does it too. Kane does it great as well.
In the fan films, the guys who play Jason in both Womp Stomp films, Never Hike Alone, and in Red Crow films, Jason Rising. The guys playing Jason in those things, they bring so much more to the character of Jason than just hulking around and killing.
I thought the guy that played Jason in Never Hike Alone did an excellent freaking job. Did really good.
Yes.
There were 2. Part of the time it was the director, Vin DeSanti. And another part of the time it was, again, there's too many damn names.
Yeah, it's like,
but they both did such an extremely good job at it.
I'm gonna be nerdy. Because I really do like Never Hike Alone. I'm gonna be a nerd for a second because I thought about getting a hockey mask and somehow seeing if I can get the guy to autograph it. That plays Jason. Be like, I have my hockey mask. Let me be a nerd, damn it. Hey Jay BLooZeR. Hey Raymond. How you guys doing?
Well,
hello, people in Chatland. Welcome to our movie.
Yeah, hi.
Welcome to our movie film. We are doing a movie film.
Me and Mitchell can sit here and talk about Friday the 13th till the cows come home.
Oh, no,
both really like it.
Started on Halloween.
Yeah.
The funny part is, for the most part, I only like the first Halloween movie, but I love Michael Myers.
Yeah, no, the first Halloween movie is my absolute favorite. I don't really like the whole brother, sister, Laurie Strode and Michael thing. I was never a big fan of that, you know?
No,
I mean, I understood it, but
it just diminishes Michael.
It does. He was better when he had absolutely no purpose, no point. You don't know why he's doing this. And with the brother thing, it's kind of an explanation, which I don't like. I am like all for keep Michael vague. That's what makes him creepy. Keep him mysterious. It makes him scary. Once you try to explain shit, it's not scary.
That's the thing, though. There's some things you cannot avoid if you're. I mean, if you want to tell a good story.
Yeah.
And then you want to tell a story that makes sense, and to have it make sense, it's got to touch reality in certain ways.
Yeah.
And with Michael Myers, he'll never tell us what his motive is. No shrink is going to tell us what his motive is, because Michael's not talking to them either.
No.
All they can do is sit back and guess.
Yeah.
But if they made movies that made sense after the first one makes perfectly good sense for a movie.
Yes.
But if they kept going with movies that made sense, we would be able to sort of look at what he does and figure it out.
We'd be able to take an educated guess.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't mean we'd be right, but we'd be able to figure stuff out. And it just frustrates me that they've kind of abused the way they're doing that franchise to such a degree that we're not going to have that opportunity.
But isn't it a new person, not Jason, not Michael or Jason at all? It's just the new trilogy like killed them off.
Oh yeah, they killed Michael in the last film of the latest trilogy, so-called trilogy.
And he magically passed on whatever the fuck he passed on to another person.
What?
And he's supposed to have magically passed on whatever the hell he passed on to the next person.
No, it didn't happen quite like that.
I found something in memes. 21 days. Halloween. It says one more day, but I'm fixing 21 days to Halloween. Silver Shamrock. You should play that when it's like the day before Halloween if you stream.
Now, what they did in Halloween Ends was the kid finds Michael in a sewer. Michael stares at him and transfers to evil.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that is
ridiculous.
That whole movie is fucking dumb, and it could have been that whole. Oh god, what bothers me is the waste of material. Michael Myers is a fucking gold mine if you know how to use them.
Yeah.
And they did not know how to use them.
God, fucking nothing is. I'm gonna probably piss off a lot of people, but the Rob Zombie Halloween sucked ass.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Talking about trying to explain him that ruins him. That whole white horse bullshit. It's just so stupid. It lost its scariness when he did that stuff. It was just so dumb. I hate it. Plus, of course, it was very vulgar and gross.
One thing I did like about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and this is the one thing I like nothing about that movie. I like Daniel Harris.
Yeah.
Because I think Daniel Harris has been robbed when it comes to the Halloween franchise as well, but that's another story. But the one thing I liked about Halloween 2 by Rob Zombie is at the end where Michael grabs Loomis and just says, "Die." Because I think his story should end with him saying something.
I don't like that. I don't know. I just don't like it.
I think if he does say something at the end of his story, it shouldn't be a big long monologue.
What? No. If he ever talks, it should just. But I don't know. I'm so torn on that. I don't know.
Michael delivers the Shakespearean sonnet about why he kills, wraps everything up in a neat bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to disagree. I don't like that he spoke. I don't know. You can call me a fucking purist. I don't know.
Well, no, it's fine. You don't have to like it.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. It just, I don't know. It just kind of, I don't know. There's something about it.
See, I think if at the end of Michael's story, if he finally says something, it serves as like an exclamation point.
Michael grabs Loomis, pulls him close, looks him in the eye, and says, "Pagagua." Sorry.
No. He says, "I never liked you."
Now, see, my version, the thing I'm writing, I got that worked out, actually. in my version, it's not Michael Myers, it's Tommy Crane, or Thomas Crane as an adult. But Thomas Crane at the end finds his parents, because we never really find out in the movies in the Halloween parents.
Dun-dun.
You can sort of assume and whatever. But in my story, Tommy Crane finds his parents in the end of the third trilogy, and he confronts them. And in that confrontation, he does finally say something. He says, "I didn't kill Sandy."
Oh.
Sandy, for Thomas Crane, Sandy is his older sister that was killed when he was a kid.
And he didn't kill her, but they think he did.
Yeah, because I mean, like with Michael Myers, they find him out in front of the house with a knife.
Oh. But I like that though. But in reality, he didn't do it. Maybe he was framed. I'm taking it.
Yeah, and really, what drove him mad was that no one believed him, even in the mental place, and that's why he stopped walking.
Yeah, no, that would do it. That would do it.
But see,
I like that.
But see, you've got 9 movies worth of material where nobody knows that shit.
Yes.
And Tommy Crane's going to somehow, I don't know how he's going to do it yet, but he's going to have evidence that he didn't do it. He's going to be able to prove not who did it, but that he didn't do it.
Yes.
And the whole in his brain, the whole thing started with his parents. They betrayed him by believing that he killed his sister. But they came to that belief honestly.
Based on evidence.
While he was in the nut house, they also stopped visiting him. They moved without leaving a forwarding address and all that shit. They basically abandoned him there, and they didn't like his parents in the first place.
That's horrible.
But that all that makes sense though, because if one of your kids kills the other,
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't it make sense? You'd have some feelings about that and react a certain way.
Yeah.
Ain't no recovering from that one.
Although I've seen in real life a woman, this kid killed his sister, and the mom is trying to defend him and get him lawyers and stuff. I'm like, lady, you're stronger than me. I would let him rot in jail.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Wait a minute.
There are a lot of different ways people will respond to it, and they're almost all of them are legit. Go on.
JB says, I like House of 1,000 Corpses and Devil's Reject, but I had an ex-girlfriend at the time, big into them. Girlfriend at the time, ex now. JB.
You had a corpse under her bed. She had fun, but now he's dead. Sorry.
See, the big problem I have with Rob Zombie as a filmmaker, and this is just my taste, I'm not telling anyone what they should think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course.
My problem is I don't like being yelled at by white trash for 2 hours in a movie theater.
Same. Well, okay, this does sound awful.
But I do think that he's got a particular style, and his style works great for his material, but he should never be given
someone else's
control of an IP that he doesn't create.
I can watch. I thought House of 1,000 Corpses was fine until it got into Dr. Satan and stuff like that. I thought it was silly, but I have trouble kind of watching it because of the same reason that some of them remind me of family. I know that sounds horrible, but they do. And then family that I have bad memories of, and so it's like, no.
Right.
Flashback. No.
Oh, and I do like that Rob Zombie helped to give Sid Haig sort of a comeback in his career.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, God bless Sid Haig.
Sid Haig was all over the place when I was a kid.
Oh. Also, he has Chop Top. I can't think of his actual name. Oh, God. I love him so much, and I can't think of his name.
Flip Flapperson?
I can only think of Chop Top.
Chop Top.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Chop Top. Remember him? Bitching his head with the rat?
I can't remember because I've never been much of a fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, I love the second one.
Yeah, but everything after it, it's like, pick a storyline and stick to it, would you please?
I love the second one because it's just a comedy. and I think it's funny. It's so funny to me, but yeah. I gotta think of his name. I gotta think of his name, and I can't think of his name. Oh my God. Bill Moseley. There we go. Thank you, Brain. Thank you, Brain. I love Bill Moseley. And I love Chop Top. Like, damn it, Leatherface, she done dented my plate. Get that dog, bitch. Sorry.
Wow.
Like Jackie Crackers.
The actor I think doesn't get enough credit. I think is Brad Dourif.
Yes, Brad
Yeah,
Dourif is
yeah.
Brad Dourif does everything.
Yeah.
Brad Dourif is one of the
He
hardest
does it
working.
well.
Brad Dourif is.
JB.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I interrupted you. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I was about to say Brad Dourif is one of the hardest working actors, or was one of the hardest working actors in all of fucking film.
He's awesome. He is really awesome. You know, his typecast is Chucky, but
Oh, he's another one that's
Oh, but he
in
played
there.
Suitor in Star Trek Voyager, a psycho nutjob killer man,
Yeah.
and in Space Station Babylon 5.
yeah.
He played a monk who was a killer, but they mind wiped him, basically gave him death of personality, and gave him a new personality that someone else, that old victims of his came back and managed to forcibly reassert his memories, but not his original personality. He had the memories of all the killings that he did, and he felt all the guilt for it.
He was Tyler DeVries in Dune.
JB, yes, John Carpenter's The Thing is amazing. That I love that movie.
Yeah.
I can't see the scene with the dog though. I can't.
Yeah,
I will cry. Yeah.
But the thing is, that's still a vastly underrated film even today.
It is, and the FX just is still fantastic. Still fucking fantastic to this day.
Yep.
I haven't seen.
I mean, you kidding the crab / spider head thing? Come on now, come on now. That's so fucking awesome. It is. I love that movie too. That's a good one, JB.
I mean, just when you boil it down to the root concept, it is a fucking horrifying concept.
Oh God, yes.
A space alien that can
Mimic.
essentially invade any other creature and convert it. Oh man, that's a scary ass concept.
Yeah, they're doing the blood tests and stuff. It's like, well, that was the only way they could figure out who was who, and if one of them was the creature. And they didn't explain what the fuck it wants. Like, what is its driving purpose? I don't think it did.
It's
well,
not
it kind of
food.
did. It gave you hints because it was building a ship.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe E.T. wanted to go home.
Yeah. Whatever it was, it probably wanted to either go home or go to a warmer climate where it wouldn't freeze and be in stasis.
Yeah, but that is such a great movie. Such a great movie. Just think if it crashed somewhere else though, in a warmer climate, we'd all be fucked. We'd all be fucked. Oh, another cool movie is Invasion of the Body Snatchers on that theme. There you go. I like that one. Pointing the finger.
That's exactly how I feel when people start singing.
I'm sorry, Mitchley. I can't help it.
Oh,
I have a musical brain.
I'm a grumpy, hate singing guy.
I
Stuck
know.
in the middle with Mitch.
I feel bad because I have the musical brain, and it pops out my mouth before I realize
I just like playing the grumpy guy.
You're just a grumpus.
JB says,
grumpus.
hold on. JB says, good movie, 10 out of 10. New movie. I just got, I may just put on again as background noise.
Wait, what movie is that, JB? You said you got a new movie?
Mm-hmm.
Underrated horror movie that I love, Warlock. The first one with Julian. Oh my God. Mwah.
Cassandra with the K.
So cute. Oh my god, he looked so good in that movie. Whoa. Sorry.
And how
Woof.
again? It's literally a fish out of water and an isekai in reverse. Like, you know, he comes to the future.
Yeah. It's a fucking great movie. Though when they walk in there, right? He has the thumb screws on his hands, and they have his toes bound together. They're serious about him not casting those spells, man.
Yeah.
There's only one part that I can't watch, and it's with the cats. It's just that what they say about the bag of cat. I can't handle that. I'm like, fuck you. I know it doesn't show it. It just says it. It implies it, and I'm like, fuck you for that.
I mean, that's
But, you know,
back in the ye olden
fuck
days.
But it is otherwise it's a great movie, and I will forever have the scene of Redfern sitting in the car, and he's sitting there chewing his whip, and she looks over. Cassandra looks over and goes, "What are you doing?" And he's just like salting the leather. It's like, oh my god. And like, that's kind of smart, actually. It's such a great movie. People Under the Stairs is a good one too, JB. Yeah. And I've never heard of The Betrayal. I'll have to check that out. People Under the Stairs was good. I can't remember too much of it. I remember watching it when I was pretty damn young.
Wasn't it
For some stupid reason, this is so stupid because if I remember correctly, they're nothing alike, which if I remember correctly is not gonna. My brain wants to combine The People Under the Stairs with Nightbreed. Two extremely different movies.
Nightbreed wasn't that bad, honestly. It was just weird.
I like Nightbreed. Its story, it had problems with its storytelling. It went everywhere, but that's because they had to cut so much out of it because of the code, the censors or whatever.
And time
The Picture Association of America.
Yes. To get a certain rating, they had to cut out a whole lot of it and to make it for time. And so, yeah.
I think that's bullshit.
It is. I hate that.
I really do.
Hate
I mean,
that.
I think it's wrong to diminish a story that way.
Absolutely, yeah. 100% agree.
It's the same thing that happened with My Bloody Valentine.
I love that movie too.
And guess what I found, Kefki? A fan.
Is it good?
I don't know.
Are we gonna watch it?
We have to watch Bloody Valentine first.
See, this is what bothers me about that when you diminish that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The likes of Jason and the likes of Michael, these guys aren't just killers.
Yeah.
They're brutal killers.
Yes.
Well, Michael wasn't at first, but he developed into a brutal killer. But Jason's a brutal killer.
Especially when he dies.
And someone in the decision-making department is either too cheap or too afraid of what the mothers groups will say. Say, oh, why can't we just stab them? Like, no, that's not brutal enough. That's not who Jason is.
I do like
you need Jason to wrap someone up in a sleeping bag and bang them against the tree repeatedly to kill them. Not once, but like 6 fucking times.
Yeah.
I love that kill. That's a great one in that banana.
I know, but it's. I mean, we look at it and we kind of laugh at it because it does have a silly and funny element to it.
Yeah.
But when you really think about it, that's fucking brutal.
It is, yes. And Jason.
And why are we going to be afraid of Jason if all he does is fucking insult your lineage?
I know, right? Yeah.
Can we just have him really be mean to them on the internet? Fuck you.
Do you remember when Jason where he was on the holodeck type thing and he picked up the sleeping bag, it was thrown into the tree, and the girl inside was going, ow, ow, ow.
Yes.
That was hilarious. That was so funny.
Jason's going to cancel people on the interweb. You just got to cancel. That's what that's going to be.
But when you what the fuck am I looking at? Oh, there. Okay.
You okay?
Yeah.
I thought I heard somebody fall.
Oh no, I just probably need this.
I thought you fell. I was like, oh god, are you okay?
But when you reduce the brutality, you diminish the character of Jason Voorhees. You really do, because in my head anyway, Jason is kind of trapped in Pamela's rage.
Mm.
And, not to say that Pamela was angry with Jason, not by any means.
No.
But she is physically enraged by what happened with Jason.
Oh yeah.
And because Pamela is part of the equation for what brought Jason back, he's trapped in that rage.
Mm-hmm.
So in many ways, Jason is a victim of Pamela's rage, but just not the recipient of it, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So being stuck like that, of course, he's going to behave in an extremely brutal manner.
He's eternally pissed.
And it speaks to it speaks to everything that he is. So when you just have him writing harshly worded letters, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I've been giving a lot of thought lately, because I hate it when people say cool kills. I hate, well, we just need Jason to be out in the woods killing people, and they need to be fun, cool kills, or interesting kills. And it's like, what are you talking about? What are you really talking about when you say that? Because that's not enough detail. I'm trying to figure out what the detail is.
Interesting, unique.
Well, not even unique. I don't like if Jason bifurcates somebody with a goddamn machete. That's not unique. He's done that before, but it's fucking amazing to see. Yeah,
but every kill does not have to be a new and interesting kill. I think if you do one per movie, perhaps that could work because you usually have a pretty good body count. You want to know what kill I want to see in a Friday the 13th movie? I think this would be just incredibly awesome. I want to see Jason. I want to see against. It's going to be the character that's going to fight back, right? It's going to be it's that guy who's going to get killed. But the way Jason does it is he picks him up with one arm by the throat, kind of like how Michael did with Bob in the original Halloween. But he's going to pick him up like that with his free arm. He's going to swing and break a branch that's on a tree, and that's going to leave a jagged remainder of a branch attached to the tree. And Michael, instead of stabbing him to the tree, is going to stick him onto that broken branch and kill him that way.
You know what? You know a kill that I have yet to see and I would love to see? I want to see him drown somebody just by dragging them under the water. Like him not needing to breathe in anything, him holding them down there as they struggle and flail. And him just
are you talking Jason coming up from below to pull him down or to push him down?
Him to coming up from below and just pulling them down, and you see them struggling under the water to breathe, and he just using his own weight to keep them at the bottom. And you could see his feet at the bottom of the lake. And they're struggling.
I can see that. It would still be a struggle for Jason though because of buoyancy, but yeah, that would be a good kill. Especially if the guy was able to struggle with him a bit.
Yeah, but the factor is he's not even trying to do anything. He's just holding them there for time. At some point, they're going to have to take that breath, and he's just like...
Well, yeah, but because of buoyancy, in water, Jason's not going to weigh as much.
Well, yeah.
So there's going to be some... It's going to look like the guy has a chance when really he doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I want. Like the struggle, and then you see the bubbles and whatnot, and they just stop.
Yeah.
And do you see Jason just walk up or come up like ain't shit happening?
Yeah, Jason just floats up to the top and walks out of the lake.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question. It has nothing to do with this, I'm sorry, but how many feet is 60 inches?
60 inches is
12 feet, 12 inches per feet divided by times 60.
Not divided by. It's like 5 foot something.
Thank you,
yeah.
Thank you. I want this so much, but it's like $57.99. But I want this fucking skeleton so bad. I ain't got the money. Anybody want to send me 57? I'm teasing. Don't do that. But really, my pet. What is it? Where's my Streamlabs links?
JB says, anyways, I'll lurk for now. Early day tomorrow. All right. See you, JB.
Later, JB. Take care. Be safe. Have a good day at work.
I have a thing in my eye.
It's called the light.
You got
Mitch.
something in your eye? Did you get eye drop?
No, I got both my hands full with the game at the moment.
Mitch, it's called light. That's what's in your eye.
If you can, step away for a second. Go flush your eye out with water. Because you don't want nothing scratching your eye.
Oh, no, it's not like that. It's an itchy spot.
Just be careful. You don't want to scratch your cornea or...
Yeah, I had a friend do that. That shit was insane.
Yeah. After these messages, I'll be right back.
Ow.
God
but yeah,
damn.
I'm trying to figure out what people mean by interesting kills, because you can't have Jason come running out of the woods with thunder.
Yes.
Because that would be that's not interesting. That's stupid and out of place. So what do we mean by interesting? I mean, because you can't just have them.
I mean, at some point, there's only so much you can do.
You can't be in the heart of the wilderness and have them suddenly find a Toyota Prius. He finds a Prius and runs someone over.
I mean, he's not gonna find a lawnmower and just like ride someone down.
Because that's what I mean. You can't. The kill has to make sense for the environment and for what he's got at hand. Mm-hmm. And Jason's not running around with fucking power tools. It's gonna be what he finds where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
That's why in part 7 he comes at someone with a brush hog, and I'm like, what? Why does Jason suddenly have a brush hog? Yeah, it's near some cabins, but when did he develop the business acumen to start a lawn care company? Jason Voorhees, criminal landscaper.
But again, you have the concept of interesting kills. Is like you said, it's nebulous and vague. It's only so much you can do in the wooded area that he lives in. He can only use what's around him because he's not going into a city to do shit. Like, I can see him dropping an engine on someone's head. Makes sense.
Well, yeah, if someone was working on a tractor in their barn,
yeah,
and he went into the barn to kill them, yes. But it's not like he's going to pocket the tractor and keep it with him in case he needs to.
Yes.
Drop it on someone's head, I got a sneeze coming.
Bless you. There you go. Bless you.
Lothiael.
I mean, it's again. So at some point they gotta kind of reuse kills.
Well, there's always going to be the stab. There's always going to be the slash. And I think that's how it should normally be. I mean, it's one of the beautiful things about Jason and his machete is that the machete never runs out of ammo.
Yes. I mean, granted, trees never run out of ammo too. You can have him beat someone to death with a tree branch.
Yeah.
Fuck when he was in Never Watch Alone when he shot the arrows.
Yep. You're rotten.
You're rotten.
In the words of Master Roshi, you'll have to speak up. I'm not wearing any pants.
Okay. Whatever.
Right.
No, I just got home.
And he's not wearing any pants.
Yeah. Changing out of my work uniform. Throwing some shorts on.
There's the other angle too, Tyr, where if every kill is that interesting kill, then none of them are.
Yeah. Again, like I said, he's bifurcated people with... He's decapitated people with his machete. He's bifurcated people with the machete. He's beat someone up against a tree with his fucking bare hands. He's ripped out people's eyes. Those are still good-looking kills.
He's out there stabbing people with tent stakes because that makes sense.
Yeah.
He can do all of that stuff, and those are the regular kills. I get that. That's why I think there should be one air quote interesting kill per film.
Yes. I mean, granted, like, I think it was Voorhees, where they had like somehow they had like a barn in the cat, by his cabin. So he had the shit he found in the barn. Like
Right.
he strung up the girl with the rope in the over the barn wall. Not a barn, but a stable, if I'm not mistaken. And like pulled her and strung her up. Okay. That's an interesting kill.
Well, yeah, but it made sense. If the interesting kill doesn't make sense, take it out of your movie.
Yes. Again, don't have him drive someone's Prius to kill them.
That's the most important thing I think about. I think that's the most important thing about filmmaking. Is the details have to make sense.
Story over spectacle.
In Friday the 13th, 2009, the one lady said he just wants to be left alone, but then he's shooting a bow and arrow at people on a moving boat on the lake for some reason. That's not someone who just wants to be left alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what makes that even more suspicious is why didn't he kill any people on the lake in boats before? Because someone parked a boat at the lake, and because it was there before any of the characters got there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been there. It's obviously been used before. Why now? Is it because the movie has to happen?
Again, I got a good kill for you. Have him kill somebody with using the boat motor.
In all reality, for some of them, I would actually say the interesting kill would be to actually not do any interesting kills.
Agreed.
I know it's the whole thing of like a subversion of expectations, but if like depend on what you're doing for a killer and whatnot, have them go the efficiency route so they're not trying to go through and do all these dramatic kills, because then it just seems like you're going towards the shit they did for like Hostel, Saw, Terrifier. It's just gore porn.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't like murder porn, and the reason I don't like it is because it's generally an indicator that you're lacking story. Terrifier's a good example of that.
I hate looking for him.
Art the Clown doesn't have much story to him at this point.
Yeah,
and the story that they've tried to put in for the second, like, and I've got friends that I was in the military with and whatnot that love it, and it's like love that kind of shit, and it's like that's fine, but that doesn't necessarily make it a horror movie.
Right. Like,
I know, like the first I Know What You Did Last Summer is not a great movie, but there are some great moments, like the quote unquote subversion of expectations of like Sarah Michelle Gellar fighting so goddamn hard when everyone would expect her to be the prissy, popular chick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And her being like a hair's breadth from Salvation.
And then right at the end when she believes that she's gotten to safety, she freaking gets busted or she gets caught.
Yeah.
And because of the parade, she can't do it. It's like that's an interesting way of doing it. They didn't make it an interesting kill. But what was interesting was the lead up to the kill.
Yes.
Shit. The first Saw movie was a good one. Like the first Saw movie.
Oh yeah, the first Saw movie was because it wasn't
Saw movie was an excellent psychological thriller with a beautiful twist.
Yes. I actually like the second Saw movie too.
Gets up. That is genius. But again, Hollywood takes the wrong lessons from success, so they think that the movie is good because there were all the traps.
To be fair,
that's not what made the movie good.
To be fair, I did like the second one as well because it was a subversion of expectation. He wanted to play a game, and if the cop had just played the game and listened to the rules, he'd have found his son. But he got angry.
Well, yeah.
Son was safe and sound. He thought he was looking at his son live, but he wasn't. And I like that.
Then how many locations can Jigsaw reasonably put together to do his thing?
Not many.
There's a point at which you got to ask, when does this guy's money run out?
Yes.
Why is every trap different when he should be utilizing the same traps over and over to some degree?
Mm-hmm.
Or he should be focusing on one person at a time. Him doing groups is stupid.
Yeah,
that's what made the first one so good, is because it wasn't the traps themselves that made it interesting. It was the whole thing it was the story and the people behind it. Like the one guy who failed in the razor wire because of that, the whole thing, or the chick who's like, no, he saved my life because if it wasn't for him, I never would have got clean.
Or
right.
Also playing the game. He's also playing the game. Like he said that, like this is what he asked me to do. Like this is part of the game.
Your face is playing the game. Sorry.
Your face is playing the game. But again, it was 3 people that were being tortured somehow.
Right.
You know, and they all were connected.
After the first movie, everything else was the second one wasn't as big a misfire.
Yeah.
Because it did continue the story, but in a different way, and I can appreciate it on that level.
After that, we're off the rails.
You're talking about like gore porn, horror porn, basically. So I went to the movie there, sat down, was going to watch Hostel. I watched like 10 minutes of it, got up and left. I hated that. It was just gore porn.
Well, again, Hostel is an interesting concept.
I didn't.
The hostel where rich people supply themselves with victims for their sick, murderous fantasies and whatnot.
Torture porn, that's the word I'm trying to think of. Torture porn, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically what it was.
Yeah, it was torture porn. Absolutely it was.
Mm-hmm.
But it was torture porn with an actual story behind it that could have gone somewhere. But instead they just said, hey, let's do more torture movies.
Yeah.
And took it nowhere.
Yeah, I got up and walked out. I was like, I do not
abuse.
like this.
It's abusive concept.
I got T-bones! I have the elusive T-bones that only appear one time a year.
What?
I got T-bones.
T-bones?
White cheddar T-bones.
Oh.
Because I like munching scaly bones. They're delicious. I'm gonna eat a skull now.
I'm on record being against abusive concept.
I agree.
I'm sorry. My crunch and munch is probably coming through. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's not.
I don't hear it.
No, it's not. I agree. Like some concepts work best as one and dones.
Yes.
Some concepts work. What?
Sorry, it's okay that I crunch and munch the bones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Streamlabs can probably hear it.
Streamlabs isn't hearing it.
I'll give you guys see ASMR crunchiness. But didn't mean to derail the conversation. I apologize. Concept for
again.
Right. Some concepts are best as one and done.
Yes, one and done.
Yeah.
Some things are best one and done. Some things are best told out in the trilogy, and some things are best told out in sequels. Just two.
Yep.
But see, the problem is people have to recognize the difference.
I think you can do multiples of a movie in a franchise necessarily. The problem is far too often they want to continue off from the last movie with the last protagonist in some way.
Yeah.
Like Hellraiser is the perfect example. The way they ended the first Hellraiser, all they had to do was have someone else solve the puzzle. You could still have some of the one characters from the one thing, but no, they had to bring back the girl from the first one, bring back all these other characters. It's just like, it made, with how you ended it, you had to retcon too much. It didn't make any sense, and then you went to the fucking dumb shit you did for 3.
Shit.
See, after 2, they're just ridiculous. They're ridiculous.
Well, after 2 and 3, the story changes because they're only making them to make sure that they were only making them to make sure they didn't lose the rights to it.
Yeah. Also, it pissed me off because Pinhead went from being the Hell Priest, being like he wasn't hell-bent on evil. He wasn't evil. He was just the Hell Priest. He had a neutrality to him, and they went from that, and it was really cool. They went from that to he's just there to kill everybody, just driven by evil, and I didn't like that.
Well, there's a reason for that one. All right, there was a reason for that one. And one of the Hellraisers, like they separated him from his human host.
But they shouldn't have done that because it made him into a one-dimensional character.
Well, I agree, and he should have never been evil because he should have been a loyal servant of the Leviathan, and the Leviathan doesn't want to destroy. It just wants people to experience pleasure and pain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with how it ended too, and that whole thing, it should have, with their whole thing, they should have had like new Xenobites because of Pinhead and all of them were supposed to have been killed by the Doctor being turned into a Xenobite.
Mm-hmm.
Like pretty much what the whole thing should have happened was a new startup.
Yeah, like
but they have such a problem of letting go of characters.
Yeah, the CD guy, the CD Cenobite, you remember him?
That was stupid.
Oh, the camera guy, ready for your close up. Those were so silly.
Remember, like the twins. The twins were a cool concept because they were twin brothers that were fused together and they became a Cenobite.
It's a cool concept. The execution is not as good. I don't think they realized the full potential of their concept with the execution. They had to cut corners and.
When they killed the guy by standing between them and refusing together and like just absorbed him in, that was fucking scary.
Mm.
You want to know what's scary?
What?
I think it's 7 of the Halloween films have Jamie Lee Curtis in them.
Oh wow, really?
How many of them?
Yeah, there's the first one. The
first one, the cameo at the beginning with the doll. Oh.
Hang on, the first one perfectly fine. Makes sense. All right, cool. Second one, bad sequel. Story-wise, bad sequel. I know a lot of people like it, but the whole brother-sister thing, it's a bad concept.
Yeah.
So that's 2. Then if you count her photograph in part 4, which I don't.
Yeah.
So never mind that. 5 and 6 are also clear, but then we get H2O. So that's 3.
Okay. Well,
then Resurrection, she has a small part, but she's still in it, so that's 4.
Yeah.
And then the David Gordon Green trilogy has her in each one, so that's 7. If we've learned nothing else from Halloween, Laurie Strode is overvalued as a character.
And she should have been
a Laurie Strode show.
It's Laurie Strode series.
I said, they won't let go of characters.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
No, you're right,
I'm giving you another example to run with.
Also, hey, Rotten, hello,
How'd you like the toe beans? Toe beans?
They were adorable. Toe beans. Yeah, I love that little video clip. Have you ever seen it where they're doing the parody of Dolly Parton's song of that with the toe beans?
Jolene?
Have not.
I gotta find it, share it to you. It's so cute, thank you.
But Laurie Strode is an overvalued character. She shouldn't be in anything but the first movie.
The way it typically works for horror movies, if you have the survivors of the first one, they are either seen only in a small cameo or typically killed in the subsequent sequel.
I'll read back. I'm refilling my.
See, I have a theory. That if Donald Pleasant hadn't passed away, he would be in the movie instead of Jamie Lee Curtis. They wouldn't have her in it, but add him as Loomis.
I mean, even then, at some point, Loomis would have to get rid of Loomis at some point.
That's why Loomis is kind of the here. I was thinking about this earlier when it comes to Halloween. And maybe you need to be a super fan like me to think about this stuff. I don't know. But in Halloween, whose story is being told?
Yeah.
But not only that, who is the main character?
I got one for you, Mitch. And this is
Hold
how.
on, Tyr. We're not near done yet. Here's the interesting part of these questions. I think in Halloween, the main character is Laurie Strode. But it's not her story. It's Michael's story.
I can see that.
That's the interesting part is I kind of realized that you don't have the main character doesn't have to be the person whose story you're telling.
Hey, Mitch.
Yeah.
Chat, on-screen chat for, not on-screen chat, in-game chat. There's somebody named Cold Chat.
What? Oh. I'm your father and your daddy?
I don't know, but there's somebody named Kolchak in
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not unusual.
But
I mean, I've got a ship called Kolchak as well.
If they to continue, there would be no way they could continue with Loomis. At some point, he would have to get his license revoked. That even if he did not allow Michael to escape in a sense, he still was his doctor, and he's made no headway in the years that he's been with him.
Look, if Loomis got his license revoked, that wouldn't fucking stop him. He'd still go after Michael.
Well, no,
that would do nothing.
I wouldn't stop that from him from going after him, but he wouldn't be a doctor, and he wouldn't have the same amount of clout. People would see him as some sort of deranged lunatic. They would have to bring in a new doctor for Michael.
I guess, yeah. If they catch him,
that's not a good foundation for because Loomis isn't Michael's guardian.
No.
But he is his
doctor. Loomis had nothing to do. In fact, Loomis, if you pay attention, he argued against transferring Michael to minimum security.
Mm-hmm.
Because, according to Loomis, no security was high enough.
He wanted to keep him locked up, throw away the key, basically.
And he argued. It's on record that he argued. So Loomis wouldn't face repercussions for that. If anything, Loomis should face repercussions because he's failed he failed to maintain emotional distance from Michael.
Yeah.
He was because Loomis was afraid of him, and if Loomis is afraid of Michael, that means Loomis is compromised emotionally and should not be treating him.
Yeah, he did the opposite of getting affection for your client. He got animosity and hatred for
But my premise.
Well, and I think that.
Hold on. Again, my premise still stands. They would have to give him a new doctor.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying your reason is flawed, but you're not wrong in your conclusion.
I do love Donald Pleasance, though.
Emotionally attached.
I love Donald Pleasance, and I love him. He shot him 7 times.
7 times. I shot him
7 times. Me and Polly counted. Me and Polly counted them bullets. We rewound it, counted them again, rewound it, counted them shots. He shot Mikey 7 times with a 6-round revolver that only shoots 6 times.
I was pretty sure it's a 6-shot revolver as well.
No,
but
gotta remember something.
I believe it was a 38.
You gotta remember something. This is Hollywood.
Well, no, I know that's the joke. That's the thing, though, is that they never caught that. They just kept it in that he shot him 7 times.
Not only that, but they could have edited it so that it was 6 as well.
Yeah.
That's the line, but
yeah, it was a Smith & Wesson Model 15 combat masterpiece.
They're watching and analyzing the film the way I did when I came up with all of my stuff about Michael not wanting to kill Laurie Strode. And I stand by it because the evidence of what's in the movie backs me up.
He didn't want to kill any of them. If the girl
did.
No, if that
he
girl
did.
Hold on.
He wanted to kill anyone around Laurie who would be who could get in his way.
And I have a counter to that. When he locked the girl in the shed, had she stayed there, she'd have been fine.
He didn't lock her in the shed.
He did. He locked her in that. He locked her in the shed, and when she put the clothes in, he didn't come after her.
No, he didn't.
Locked in there herself, didn't she?
She locked herself in there because the door was faulty.
But he didn't come after her until she came out.
Yeah, but I mean, he would have went.
Because he was still stalking.
Yeah.
He was still figuring shit out at that point.
He would have gotten there and got her eventually. But yeah, she locked herself in there, being a dum-dum. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, even Lindsay said it herself. You locked yourself in.
Yeah.
How does Michael lock it from the outside? I mean, it's not like there was an issue where What's-Her-Face needed a key. The door jammed.
I don't know.
Michael targeted Annie first because he figured out Annie was the one who would fight hardest to save Lori. Because Annie was a dick. Annie was an asshole. Hey, jerk, speed kills. She was the asshole of the group, but she was also the most likely to fight.
She was team
So
mom.
yeah, take her out first, then go after Linda because Linda and Bob showed up there.
Yeah.
And because they showed up there, they would have fought for Lori too. So he kills them. But when he finally gets around to Lori, it's perfectly clear because of his demonstration of strength and lugging that tombstone around and his demonstration of efficient killing.
He wasn't trying to kill her.
It's perfectly clear that because he missed Lori from behind 2 times, failed to crush her larynx while having his hands around her throat for 12 seconds, he clearly was not trying to kill Lori. He had other plans for Lori. We can speculate till the cows come home on what they are. I have my theories. But he clearly was not trying to kill her, and that's based entirely on what we see on film.
Fair enough.
There's something else going on there, and even John Carpenter failed to recognize it. He should have rewatched the film with a more critical eye before writing a sequel. Because it wasn't a brother sister thing. All right.
I'm a casual watcher. I'm not an analytical watcher.
Right.
The movie. And I don't mind the brother-sister angle.
My thing is, if you're in the audience and you're a casual audience member, that's fine. But if you're someone behind the scenes, you need to have that critical eye. You need to, especially if you're working on a sequel that you didn't write.
And you also got to remember something too, Mitch. Like no one, we all don't think we can all come to the same conclusions from different angles, and maybe he saw he saw it differently.
Maybe.
Again.
But even Tom Carpenter says the brother-sister thing was a mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time, it probably was what he thought. But now that he's older and he's looking back and watching shit, his opinion changed.
Well, plus he killed off Michael and Loomis in the sequel.
Yeah, and they had to
because
retcon
he
that.
wanted it to end there, but no, Hollywood had other plans.
Well, again, I like the original idea of the IP. It only connected tissue was going to be Halloween.
Well, yeah, that's why I have the foundation that I have for an anthology series.
And it should have been that. That's what it should have been, instead of making it the Michael Myers series.
Well, no, it's you can do both. You can have a series of the Michael Myers films. This is the foundation of my whole horror universe. But you like under the Halloween banner, the original story is Michael Myers and everything that happens in Haddon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. That's Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Halloween 4, blah, blah, blah. But when you want to spin off into other stories and maintain the Halloween branding, that's when you have Halloween Smith's Grove with a story that takes place in Smith's Grove. That's when you have Halloween Ridgemont with a story that takes place in Ridgemont. And Halloween Mill Creek, a story that takes place in Mill Creek. And they don't have to be connected stories. But don't do anything that says these are in a different universe. Keep them all in the same universe, and the best way to do that is to use minor characters to cross over into the different.
But they tried that with season. Well, no, it's a different universe with Season of the Witch. But they tried the anthology thing. And it fell on his face.
No,
I know. That's because of the way they tried it.
If they'd done it in if the second movie had been a different, whole new.
No, not that tier. That's not where the failure was. The failure was keeping it completely disconnected from the universe in which Michael Myers existed. And the failure was calling it Halloween Season of the Witch, to be honest. They should have done something to specify. That's why I chose the name of the towns, because that tells you it's happening somewhere else.
Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm gonna have to bolt. I'm not feeling very good.
Oh, okay.
Already, take it easy.
All right.
Get better.
Bye, Kefki.
But that's why I have it specified Halloween Ridgemont or Smiths Grove or Mill Creek, because that tells you it's happening somewhere else, right in the title of the movie. So you're not going to be punched in the dick when it's not Michael Myers. I think that's the mistake that was made with Season of the Witch. Because you go into it expecting a Halloween 3, and it's called Halloween 3. That's the other error. It maintained the branding, but it by using Halloween 3, it suggests that it's a sequel to Halloween 2. And though it's technically, it's not as much a sequel as it is a follow-up. And that it didn't play well. But if they had thought about it a bit better, with considering the branding and everything, I think they would have had a better time with it at the time of its release.
Maybe have that the silver shamrock mask is one of the things, in universe. So you see the silver shamrock.
It would have been even better if. What would have made it work even better is if John Carpenter had a little foresight on it, because it's legitimate that he didn't, because there were no big horror franchises at the time. But if he had just an extra inch or two of foresight and had silver shamrock masks in the original film, not in a major way, not everyone looking at the camera going, a silver shamrock mask. Isn't this interesting? Nothing like that. But just have those three masks somewhere in the background of the original film. And if he knew he was going to write that story, which, like I said, he didn't know he was going to write that story later. But that would have helped things along too.
Most definitely.
But again, like I said, it's legit that he didn't know he was going to do that, because he thought anthology series, I'll just write them as they occur to me. And that was legit at the time. But now, even with an anthology series, if you're not planning shit out, you're just going to be J.J. Abrams. And no one wants that.
That's another thing they should never do. That studio shouldn't put their dick in. Changing director, they should never change directors mid. If you're going to do a franchise, you're going to do something like that. Never change directors mid franchise.
I think you can change directors, but you should, if you have an original writer, original story, you should always consult the person who wrote the original story, if not hire them to write the sequels.
Problem is, the original director, a new director will want to put their touch on it, and I'm going to use the sequel trilogy. Tyr, there's such a thing as an employment contract. Honestly, this is the reason I won't sell my story to just anything I write, because I'm not going to let them fuck it up. You don't want to sell it to white slavers.
Yeah, I'm going to have creative control. And the reason I'm going to have creative control is because I'm not going to let them fuck up my story. No sisters. no unconnected stories that that use the originals as TV commercials in their news story. None of that shit. And none of the stupid Hollywood decisions. That's not to say all Hollywood decisions are stupid, but man, there are some stupid ones.
Okay. Sorry.
If you maintain creative control over your property, you can do great things. But to do that, Hollywood will never sign that contract anyway.
No. They would never give someone that much freedom.
No. I mean, look, even the Akkads who own Halloween, they've made some really bad decisions with that.
Shit, the same people made some the same bad decisions have been made with mostly every franchise. Like fucking Bond.
Oh yeah, there's been so little. There should be more interconnectivity with the Bond universe.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all just standalone James Bond adventures with no past and no future.
And again, they could instantly solve the issue where it's the different actors, because it's still different people using the same code name. It's something passed down. You inherit the name James Bond. That's
not how it was written by the original guy, though.
Well, yes, I know. It was all supposed to be one man.
But, you could tell all of those original stories, and then, all of Ian Fleming's original stories, and then be like, oh, okay, Bond, we're out of Ian Fleming's storytelling bit now, so we're going to move on to other Bonds, as it were, who will have the same name and the same code, 007, and doing the same job, and that's fine.
Have a wall like these are your predecessors.
But you have to establish it.
Yes.
And the best way to do that is to don't do it in a way that ignores what came before. I'm not saying it has to constantly reference it. Don't spend the entirety of your film telling me that you've seen all the other films.
What would be a good if you're gonna say have a new actor, what they should do is that they should have a pseudo retirement ceremony for that current Bond, and then if you're starting from the beginning of this new Bond, because sometimes they come in like the middle of the series with this shit. But if you're starting with like how like Casino Royale, when he gets his official license to kill and his original code name, you can have a pseudo retirement ceremony where, all right, the old Bond has retired or he has died, and we need a new Bond. We need who had the most confirmed kills. This agent here, and then it's M going to test this agent and see.
Here's how I would do it a bit differently. I would have a film called Welcome to Your Life, Mr. Bond. Okay. And that would be the transition film from an old Bond to a new Bond, but the new Bond is not in most.
What'd you say?
The new Bond is not in most of them. It's mostly existing Bond's last hurrah. And it's the way the movie will start with "Welcome back to your life, Mr. Bond." When he's being retired, but there's someone out to get him. There's someone out to get him, and he has to do one last job, as it were. So that's what's going to take up the bulk of the movie. So where M says to him, "Welcome back to your life, Mr. Bond," at the beginning, at the end, when the new Bond shows up, M will say to him, "Welcome to your new life, Mr. Bond." And then we have our transition. da 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 da, you know, and then
And you could even have
then when we get to the next movie, that's who's playing Mr. Bond.
Shit, for a cool scene in that, you could have like the new Bond asking who's that, and you can give the guys back his original name. Oh, this is just Mr.
How
Richardson.
funny would it be? How funny would it be for the two guys who are playing Bond in that movie to cross paths on the way in and out of M's office, but they both know who each other is, and like, good evening, Mr. Bond. Hello, Mr. Bond. Or better yet, hello, Mr. Bond. Goodbye, Mr. Bond.
Yes.
So again, just a little fun bit of dialogue, nothing uproariously funny, just fun, where they're recognizing, each is recognizing and acknowledging the other. And that's all you need. The torch, that's the torch has been passed. It would be awesome.
Yes.
But you know, Hollywood will never do that because they don't plan ahead.
Well,
They just think, someday we're going to do another Bond film.
At least they're getting the message about stuffing Pedro Pascal down people's throats.
No, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
We are finally starting to see less from him.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good thing because, I mean, honestly, I had predicted it. After Fantastic Four, Hollywood, I think, figured out that Pedro Pascal has become box office poison. That's why we haven't seen 17 different movies with him since then.
Because he's in every fucking thing.
Well, he refuses to change for any of them as well. Like, oh god, I'm trying to remember which Chris it was. The one that started being everything for a while. Pratt, yeah. Like, he changed for basically like every movie to give them, well, for lack of a better sense, exactly what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, see, Chris Pratt is an entertainer. Pedro Pascal isn't.
It's like George Clooney. George Clooney played George Clooney in everything George Clooney has done.
Yeah. George Clooney as George Clooney in George Clooney film.
Filmed a George Clooney movie.
That's his only gimmick. He doesn't know how to do anything else. And it makes him uninteresting for the most part. You could swap George
Like Statham
Clooney
does it better than that. We know where Jason Statham plays Jason Statham as, and Jason Statham beats up bad guys.
Yes, but Jason Statham is an entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
George Clooney isn't.
It's like the fucking Rock. The Rock played the Rock in everything the Rock does.
Not everything. He's had
The Rock
outliers, but generally, yeah.
And The Rock can be entertaining because, like, I know a lot of people don't like the sequels to Jumanji. They're not bad, and they didn't shit on the original. Like, quite literally, you have all the actors are having to play. They're having to act as the actors who acting as a different character. God, like, it's a little convoluted.
Yes,
it really does.
Oh man,
You know who I feel bad for?
Who?
Dakota Fanning. Not Dakota Fanning. Dakota Johnson.
Okay.
Don Johnson's daughter.
All right.
She's had access to a bunch of high profile films. I say a bunch. She's been in a couple of high profile films, but the films she's been in are so bad that it's going to ruin her career. In fact, no one even really talks about her anymore. And it's for two reasons. She's got a lovely personality when she's being herself.
Mm-hmm.
But acting wise, she always comes off as boring. At least to me. And but that also tells me that there are directors who don't know how to utilize her talents. And it's too bad because if you see her in an interview or something, she really is quite charming. I think she might be the kind of actress where someone may need to tailor a script to her personality.
I mean, even in the horrible thing that was Madam Web, she wasn't insufferable. She wasn't mean. She didn't talk down to the fans or anything. She was pretty well liked.
Well, yeah. If you watch her in an interview, she's as charming as all hell. Mm-hmm. They're giving her such shitty movies. And it's kind of too bad.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for a lot of actresses. For one reason.
What was her name?
For one thing, they like Daisy Ridley was ripped off by the Star Wars franchise.
Yes.
That franchise ruined her career because they kept making such shitty movies. And she has the potential to be very charming, and she's cute and likable, but the Star Wars films squander all that, and they make her intolerable. So when another movie featuring Daisy Ridley comes along, and it has nothing to do with her as an actress or anything else, it's because those movies are so bad, and that's the association we make.
What was it's the girl that plays her in the live action is pretty cute. Iman Vellani.
What?
I'm talking about the girl that plays Miss Marvel.
Brie Larson?
No, not Brie Larson. Miss Marvel.
Kamala Khan.
Kamala Khan, yeah. Iman Vellani.
Yeah.
But she's a pretty decent actress.
Look, Jared Leto is probably a good actor. I haven't seen him in one thing that's even worth a shit.
Yeah, because
I hate him in Fight Club.
In what club? What movie?
Fight Club.
Fight Club. He was Angel in Fight Club.
Fight Club's overrated.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not overrated.
Yeah,
but he gets the shit kicked out of him.
It's just I don't even recognize him in that because I don't go and watch Fight Club all the time. I think it's actually kind of a boring movie. It's a movie that tries to take something edgy and be artistic with it, and
I have theories about that movie. That movie is.
I have concerns.
That movie is, I think, far deeper than you think. I think it's a story of a man evolving past what he is.
Oh yeah, I know that.
And I'm talking about actually evolving, like telekinetic abilities and shit.
I think it's overhyped as fuck, though.
It's got a genuine story to tell, too. But yeah, it's overhyped.
Agreed.
The way Fight Club is hyped reminds me of how... This is kind of a non sequitur, but it reminds me of the way people view the Star Wars prequel trilogy now. Because now they think it's good, but they don't really think it's good. They think it's just not as bad as what J.J. Abrams did.
When you hold again, if you hold up a bowl of rotted fruit to a bowl of shit, the rotted fruit's gonna look pretty fucking good.
Yeah, you got 3 bowls. You got a bowl of fresh fruit, you got a full bowl of fruit that's about to go off, and a bowl of shit.
Yeah. It's only by comparison.
The first bowl is the original trilogy. The second bowl is the prequel trilogy, and the third bowl is the sequel trilogy.
And everything
else. I'm sorry, I still won't eat out of that second bowl.
Granted, yes. I mean, but there are some good elements to it that deserve.
There's some good moments, and there was some good freaking story that could have been taken out of it, but everything that should have happened didn't because freaking Lucas either pussied out or tried to focus too much on other shit.
Or he didn't think about the ramifications. Like, Ahsoka breaks that entire fucking storyline. She breaks it.
He wasn't in those movies.
But her inclusion into the canon breaks that storyline.
That has nothing to do with those movies.
That's the Clone Wars TV show.
But yeah, Ahsoka is still part of that.
She's not in the movies. We're talking about the movies, not the whole universe, just the movies.
All right, in the movies, yeah. But again, if you're doing the universe in its totality, she breaks
We
down the
weren't
entire
talking
fucking-
about the universe, though, Tyr. We even said the original or the prequel movies.
Forgive me, but
To make your point work here, all you have to do is look at Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon doing a forced run in the beginning of the Phantom Menace,
about it.
and then forgetting about it completely by the end of the Phantom Menace.
But that fucking power would have been fucking useful
Yeah,
to save his
that's
ass.
the problem. That's the problem with the prequel trilogy.
Yes. Oh, this shit
Is
looks
that
cool.
kind of writing?
But didn't they use? Nope.
And what, they had little breather things? Couldn't they force swim when they had to swim on Naboo?
They didn't even need to fucking force swim.
I mean, that's my problem is that the prequel trilogy turned the Force into a plot convenience.
Yes.
And it used a bunch of overblown choreography.
Yes.
The choreography was way overdone.
Yeah, they were trying to do way too much into that. It's like you're taking away from the original. I mean, the only way they could have ever done that, the prequels, quote unquote, justice, is to not have them be the rise and fall of Anakin.
Right.
Like, that was a story we knew that happened. We didn't need to see it.
We didn't need to know why it happened.
Here's how little foresight George Lucas has. If you watch the films in numerical order, episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you don't get the oh shit moment in The Empire Strikes Back when Vader says, "I am your father."
Yeah.
You don't get that anymore because we know that Anakin became Darth Vader at the end of the third film.
Mm-hmm.
And that it ruins everything, man.
It does.
It ruins everything that comes after that. What a fucking moron George Lucas is for letting that happen to his own property at his own hand. I mean, what are you going to do next, George? Stick your dick in a blender and turn it on? Fucking retard. No wonder you insisted on putting Kathleen Kennedy in charge of Lucasfilm after you sold it and made it part of the deal. Because you're a fucking idiot.
I mean, he couldn't do no worse.
Everything wrong with Star Wars right now comes right back to George Lucas. Everyone wants to put Lucas back in charge. No, he's a fucking idiot.
Well, he's ancient too.
Well, there's that, but that's beside the point. There's plenty of old. Look how long Clint Eastwood kept working. Holy shit!
Mm-hmm.
And he was still churning out product or quality product.
Yeah, he's 81.
George Lucas is too busy mumbling to himself like this. Nobody knows what the fuck he's talking about. I'm George Lucas. I made a movie.
And he's 95. God damn, we about to get... Jesus.
George Lucas is a moron.
Yes.
I mean, the only reason he wanted to have the other Redskin chick, like Darth Maul, was she's like, oh, it'd be cool.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And whatnot.
That's why we got Jar Jar Binks. Give it a cool cartoon for kids.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks was fucking useless.
Kids will love Jar Jar. We have a stupid retard character for kids.
Yeah.
Fuck you, George Lucas. He had the nugget of something good. His ex-wife saved the first film in the edit. Lawrence Kasdan wrote The Empire Strikes Back and made it a great film. George Lucas introduced teddy bears. Space teddy bears, because kids will love the teddy bear. Fuck you, George. And then what does George do? Before even... Oh my God, he has to go back and wipe a bunch of CG feces all over the trilogy.
Oh.
Fuck you, George.
That was yes. The special
He
adjustment
put all
was
that shit
unfucking
in
necessary.
between. He puts a bunch of shit in between the audience and the movie that they're watching. Fuck you, George.
I have to agree. That was unfucking necessary.
Well, and he did it more than once. He keeps fucking with the original trilogy. Hey, George, why don't you go back and unfuck the prequel trilogy a bit? How about that fucking project, you moron? How about taking, 6 hours off of that final lightsaber duel between Obi-Wan and Anakin?
How about actually giving us a fucking duel? Like them, all right. We force push. That's not how it worked canonically.
What do you mean?
The way force push is done, no matter if you're pushing on someone, the force is still gonna push you. You can't stop it with your hands. Two force pushes together, just force push you. Force push both of you. You can't have a force push duel.
Why not?
Because that's not how the power is supposed to work. It just pushes.
I'm unclear about what you're upset about here.
All right. There's a scene in the middle of the duel where they're trying to force push each other, and they're holding their hands together, and they're fighting and hold their hand trying to get the force push to go off, essentially.
Okay.
That's not how the power works.
What are you talking about?
Force push.
I understand that part. What happened on screen that tells you that's not how the power works?
There's a scene where two people are going at each other and they force push and it just moves.
Okay, I'm with you on that part. What's next?
The fact that they were sitting there in the middle of the duel trying to use force push on each other, and they're holding their hands close together, and you can see them over there making fucking funny ass faces trying to use the force push on each other.
Okay.
That's not how the power works.
I don't see your issue. The issue I have is they both back. When in fact, one of them, and it's probably Anakin, has to be stronger than the other. And it makes sense for it to be Anakin because he's got all the metaphor. So if Anakin is ultimately stronger than Obi-Wan's gonna lose that force push thing. He's gonna lose that fight, and he's gonna go flying back. Anakin's not.
I'm about to show you this on. Have to mute it.
Well, where are you showing me?
Hold on.
See, that's my issue. If they both go back, then nobody won the duel, and the duel was pointless. But if they stayed consistent with their storytelling, and Anakin won that force push duel, and Obi-Wan goes flying back, and Anakin, yeah, he'd still probably have to air quote catch his breath or whatever. But okay, yeah, they're fighting each other, and if I'm not mistaken, they both go flying back. Yeah, see, bullshit. That's bullshit. It would make sense if Obi-Wan went flying back because Anakin had a stronger connection to the Force.
It would make sense if it just happened instantaneously and them not trying to. It should have worked like him countering his power just by using the same power and them both getting pushed.
Well, they were force arm wrestling essentially.
And it's gay.
And in arm wrestling, eventually somebody wins. In this case, it should have been Anakin. He should have been left standing there. Well, Obi-Wan went flying back because that's what's been established since the first film, since Episode 1, I should say.
And that would have made more sense.
Has a much stronger connection to the Force.
And for what it was, it probably would have made more sense to showcase that, he's outclassed in the Force, but he's the better duelist, which makes sense.
No, but that's my point. The prequel trilogy really is garbage.
Yeah.
Because everyone was afraid to challenge George, and George wasn't smart enough to have someone around to specifically ask those questions and to make sure the stuff made sense. George wasn't interested in telling a good story. He was interested in selling a product.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the funny part, George, and it's what your asshole successors haven't figured out yet either, is if you tell a good story, the product will sell.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't need to rehash old tread ground.
That's why none of J.J. Abrams' Star Wars shit, I should say Kathleen Kennedy's really, but J.J. is part of the problem. The reason none of the toys sold is because no one cared. The writing didn't give us anything to care about. If we cared about Rose Tico, her fucking action figures would have been selling, but you gave us nothing to care about. She was there because Oriental and Chinese market sell product.
Again, I like the concept of the dyad, and it should not have been with her and fucking Kylo. It should have been her and Finn.
Like I said, this was my argument when I was discussing The Force Awakens, and I never watched anything after that. Because they kept wanting to bring it back to the original trilogy of, it's got to be, Skywalker, it's got to be this, it's got to be that. And I'm like, it shouldn't be fucking any of them.
It really shouldn't be.
Like, quite literally, The Force Awakens should just be that, an awakening of Force users.
Yes. And imagine this, just with that title, Rotten, The Force Awakens, just with that title and what you just said, an awakening of Force users. All of a sudden, there's people born into the Force, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're born and they just have a connection. And let's say that's 1% of the population. So all this time, Luke started up a new Jedi Academy, and probably changed the rules a bit because learn from mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Han is in charge of the Republic's shipping and receiving section or whatever, whatever an ex-smuggler would do. But basically he's gone legit and using the smuggler skills to get things done, and the contacts even. And Leia's involved in running things. She's part of the government now. And okay, fine, all well and good. But the Force Awakens, and all of a sudden there's like 5 to 10% of people are discovered to have Force abilities.
Or Force sensitive. Yeah.
Force sensitivity, yes. Why? Now we have a mystery that can last for a fucking trilogy. Just with that one question. Why?
Shit. Again, you know what they should have done? All right, Leia. It's canonical in Legends that she is Force sensitive, and it does become a Jedi under Luke, and that should have it should have fucking maintained, and they should have done that where she's going around like, yeah, there's a lot more Force sensitive than we thought initially. Luke, you need to come out here and figure this shit out. He shouldn't have been hiding on a rock. He should have been the Grand Master.
Actually, that would have made more sense to have it basically be that like Leia contacts Luke because hey, we're seeing this mass arise of more people being Force sensitive that were never Force sensitive to begin with.
Right. Luke's response would probably be something like, well, that makes sense according to something I've been sensing lately. And then, we
so that explains this feeling I've been having and whatnot.
The feeling that something is off.
This is we were robbed of the one fight I would love to have seen, and it would have been Leia fighting a Hutt Grey Jedi. We were robbed of that.
Grey Jedi shouldn't exist.
Well, he's not necessarily a Dark Jedi, and he's not necessarily a Sith either.
In that situation, they wouldn't be a Jedi; they would be a Force user.
What's the word I'm looking for?
See, I think most people would call them Grey Jedi, but the people who they're calling Grey Jedi would kind of recoil at it.
Yeah,
say no, we're the Smamdu.
Well, there
Or
was
some
only
other
one
fucking word.
canonical Grey Jedi, and that was Jolee Bendu. He called himself a Grey Jedi because he didn't follow the Order, but he used some of the teachings of the Sith too. He didn't
Now,
see them as heretical.
I could see them being called Grey Jedi because a few Jedi had left the Jedi Order, became this other thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that wouldn't. But again, that would be a public consciousness news media kind of thing, like the Hillside Strangler. The Hillside Strangler didn't call himself the Hillside Strangler. The media did.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like that. That's where the name Grey Jedi would come from. Something like that, where it'd be a social consciousness thing, but they would actually call themselves something else.
Well, yeah, I could see themselves personally calling themselves something else.
Maybe they'd simply call themselves the Grey.
That worked too. Neither light side nor dark, but a blending of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they'd call themselves, I hate saying this, Twilight.
Again, it wouldn't even be that they have a name for each other. They just have heretical views that both sides view as heretical.
Well, yeah.
And you shouldn't feel so bad about Twilight for that one, Mitch. Considering, in my opinion, the anime slash manga, manga slash anime of Spy X Family gave that a really good thing. The guy who plays, or the guy who's the dad in the series, his code name, because of how he just blends into for espionage and like impersonating people. Mm-hmm. His code name is Twilight.
There you go.
I mean, again,
I'm just thinking, or some other word that means between light and dark.
How about dusk?
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Still,
I don't know. But the point is,
it'd just be that whole thing of they wouldn't. It's kind of dumb to be like, oh, we'll use this whole thing, which wouldn't make sense of them calling themselves that.
Well, even then, it still wouldn't, unless they grouped up into an order. Again, there's still all a bunch of heretical views on the Force.
Well, that's the thing. Would the Grey actually form their own? Have their own academy, have their own their own uniforms and all that shit? I doubt it.
No, again, because
they would probably just be out doing their own thing. Maybe they'd encounter each other once in a while.
Yeah, I can see that, and there were still some that were considered quote unquote gray. Like Qui-Gon was considered gray, and he was still part of the Order. No. Yeah, he was. Obi-Wan said, like, if you just follow their teachings, you'd be on the. But I don't agree.
He didn't not follow the teachings. He followed one set of teachings, whereas the Jedi, if you pay attention, Qui-Gon Jinn was about the living Force.
Yes, and it was heretical, and that's why he didn't sit on the council.
It wasn't heretical, though. It was one aspect that the Jedi would use.
I got a better word for it. It wasn't the mainstream orthodoxy.
No, it wasn't mainstream orthodoxy, but it was still legit.
At most, all right. So there's a game I played.
And really, what Obi-Wan was telling Qui-Gon was that you'd be on the council if you played the game. It was politics that he was talking about.
They considered him a stray.
Well, yeah, because he wouldn't follow them.
Yes, he wouldn't follow
because the Jedi. This is part of the reason the Jedi fell, is because they became embroiled not just in politics but in their own politics. They were huffing their own farts. They deserved to fall. The Jedi were really the villains.
They became stagnant.
Yes,
and the Sith used that against them.
I mean, it took 50 fucking. Well, Darth Sidious is doing his thing for 108 years. And it took the Jedi that long to go, I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi. Well, Mr. Jedi, if you pulled your head out of your ass, went and actually wandered around the people instead of sitting in your high tower smelling your buddy's farts, you might realize some things.
Well,
when Qui-Gon Jinn was talking about the living Force, he was talking about getting out there and being among people, about living a life. There was more to being a Jedi than sitting there and contemplating your own ass. That's what he was talking about. That's why it wasn't orthodox, because the Jedi were too busy sniffing their own dicks.
They were cloistered monks.
Yeah, they were cornholing themselves in a cave, essentially, instead of going out there and seeing what color the roses are. They stopped living. They stopped evolving. They stopped participating, except insofar as to go handle a trade negotiation. They go on their little missions, but that's not really going out and that's doing a job, coming back, and smelling the farts that emanated because of the different food you ate.
And removing kids, force sensitive kids from their parents because they're force sensitive.
Well,
yes,
on the Sith, on the other hand,
the Jedi did everything to give the Sith power without even realizing it.
Yeah.
And remember, this is how bad the writing was, okay? Obi-Wan says to Anakin at the end of The Force Awakens, I hate this. I really hate this line.
I think you mean at the Phantom Menace?
No, I'm talking the end of the Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, okay.
All right.
The original.
At the end of Revenge of the Sith, not the very end, but before they start dueling, Obi-Wan actually says to Anakin, only a Sith deals in absolutes. Which
That's
is, in and of itself, a fucking absolute. What fucking moron, George Lucas, wrote that shit?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. And it goes from the Sith are evil. Well, from my standpoint, the Jedi are evil.
And see, that could have been expressed in a much better way too, because it's like, hey, your head's dirty. Your head's dirty. It plays off like something a 3-year-old would say. It's like so. Hey, you got weird shit all over your hand. Mom's got weird shit on your hand. What? It's like, why is Anakin responding like a fucking 8-year-old? And I understand he's angry. He's all caught up in his own shit. Yeah, I get that much. But he's still responding like an 8-year-old, and it doesn't make sense. If he's such a badass, look at him when he's finally in the Darth Vader and shit in episode 3. I'm sorry, episode 4. Darth Vader isn't Anakin Skywalker at that point. He's not emotionally volatile. He is very controlled, like a Jedi. He's not a little rage monster. He's got a very firm control over what he does. When he says to the guy, this space station is the ultimate power in the universe. Don't try to frighten us with your sorcery, Darth Vader. Your sad devotion to that religion hasn't conjured up the plans. And Vader, he doesn't react out of anger. He doesn't react out of rage. He just raises his hand and very quietly, in fact, says, I find your lack of faith disturbing, as he chokes the fucker with the Force.
Tarkin had to go.
Scary. Anakin Skywalker, well, your mommy made me do the Jedi. Who wrote this shit? Asshole Lucas. He lost the plot on what made Vader scary. And that lost plot translated somehow to Kylo Ren. Because Kylo Ren was an emotionally unstable little prick too. But he never stopped being that.
Yeah.
That's why Vader is so scary. It's because he is he's got so much fucking self-control that it should scare you. He's understated because of that control. I find your lack of faith disturbing. That's a brilliant line. And it's a brilliant application of the Force choke on Admiral whatever the fuck is Admiral Chokey Face, whatever his name is.
On Admiral got choked.
That is absolutely brilliantly done. And everything else, my God, George, what the fuck were you smoking? And it just tells me that everyone around George Lucas, with the especially with Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back, they made those movies great. George had a seed, but everyone around him made it grow into something spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Welcome to my TED Talk. I've done it again.
I'm not saying anything. I agree. George Lucas had a dream and he fucked it up.
Asshole. Sorry.
Yeah.
Now I'm just bursting into profanities.
What?
It's such a sad thing, you know. It's the waste of material that pisses me off most. There's so
It's
much...
like we've said on so many of these things. They basically had a way to print money. All they had to do was not fuck it up.
Yes. But what did they do? They didn't just fuck it up. They leaned into fucking it up. My God. Again, it's not one franchise. We see this with almost every popular franchise. They lean into fucking it up. Because they're no longer interested in the story. They're interested in selling the product.
Okay.
I don't fault them for wanting to sell, but they've lost. They're so interested in selling the product that they forgot what it is about the product that fucking sells.
Yeah.
Look at Jason Universe with their fucking selling tchotchkes and whatnots for your whatnot shelf.
And the Fortnite.
Yeah, and all of that stupid shit. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You're not going to make Jason Voorhees a viable business proposition by selling Swiss cheese or Jason's hockey mask themed Swiss cheese golf balls and Crocs. It's not going to work that way. They actually have
Jason Voorhees.
They actually have a Jason Voorhees Chia Pet.
What?
Exactly. That's not how you make Jason Voorhees a thing. You make Jason Voorhees a thing by making a movie. You make the movie successful by telling a solid story. Doesn't have to be great, just has to be solid. It just has to make sense. And I don't mean you can even make even if it's Jason after he's come back from the dead, it can still make sense in its own universe. By its own rules. You cannot deviate from those rules.
Why? Why do these things exist?
That's all you have to do is make a decent movie for $10 million. It'll make 50 easily.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in the black, and you can make more movies. You can keep going. You just have to not fuck it up, as Rot said.
Why does this exist?
Oh my fuck! I did another TED Talk. I'm sorry.
I didn't know they were still fucking making Chia Pets to begin with. Why do these things exist?
My thing is, I'm passionate about this shit. Okay. And it just bothers me that there are people out there who are not getting to play in these worlds, while people like myself are not allowed because we don't know the right people. We don't have the right contacts. We don't suck the right dicks. Some of us don't suck dicks at all. I don't even want to write this. Consult me on some of this stuff. For fuck's sake. My head hurts.
I'm still trying to get over why the fuck is the Jason Chia Pet? Why is it coming out? Just why does this exist in this day and age?
Well, it's a cute thing, okay, and it's something they don't have to into. They sell a license to Chia Pet to make the thing. But That's not making a movie. That's not advancing a story. That's not doing anything that's going to drive Jason Voorhees forward as a character in a franchise. It's not doing anything. You have to make a movie. And honestly, they're putting all their cards in the Crystal Lake TV show basket for now.
And that's
so we're not going to get a movie for a few years at least, until we see how well Crystal Lake does, or doesn't do, as the case may be. That's why I've given up on Friday the 13th, the franchise. I've quit. It no longer exists, as far as I'm concerned. And what I mean by that is, well, let me explain. I'll watch 1 through 6 forever, because those movies tell a great story, and it's a consistent story, generally speaking. There are little hiccups. Again, this was the early days before anyone knew what it meant to do a franchise, so you can forgive the hiccups on that level.
What's good? Well, shit, you came in almost at the goddamn ass end, buddy.
Yeah, no kidding.
And nobody fucking told me.
Dude, I've been
We
saying
told
this
everyone last time we were on. Anyhow, let me get this out of me. I was talking about why I've given up on 13th. Mm-hmm. The last Friday the 13th movie before the reboot in 2009 was in 1987 or 88, I think, with Friday the 13th Part 8. Everything after Friday the 13th Part 8 was a Jason movie, because someone lost half the rights somewhere in the mix. So they couldn't use the title Friday the 13th anymore. So it became Jason Goes to Hell. What was the other one? The Final Friday. Oh, that was Jason Goes to Hell, the Final Friday.
Yeah, Jason in Space.
Freddy versus Jason. It became all
Jason
about...
in Space was so dumb.
Oh yeah, but Jason X was at least a silly popcorn movie.
Yeah, it was entertaining.
Going into that, you should have known that you disconnect your brain and just watch it and go,
Oh no, I know it's hilarious, but I'm one of those people who find like horror movies hilarious.
Oh, they can be, but the horror genre. Hollywood still doesn't respect horror.
Oh no, they absolutely don't.
But the thing about the horror genre is it's very fertile ground for great storytelling.
It can be.
No, it is. It is absolutely excellent, because fear is one of the most primal emotions.
Yeah,
true.
And if you look at a lot of our old Christmas stories and whatnot, a lot of Christmas stories were actually horror stories.
Oh yeah.
A lot of fucking fairy tales and life lessons were fucking horror stories.
Because every good family movie starts off with a murder.
Shit.
Why not?
Basic life lesson. Boys Who Cry Wolf.
Look, you don't have to have murders for it to be a horror film.
Nope.
I think it's I think it was Deadpool 2, where he says that. It's like, he says, "Oh, did I say this was a family movie? I meant this was a horror movie."
I mean,
if you look at a lot of science fiction from the 50s, 60s, 70s, those are horror stories.
Oh yeah.
A lot of Star Trek, the original series, are horror stories.
Hell, half of the fucking Doctor Who stuff is horror.
Yeah. Horror is an extremely fertile ground for great storytelling, especially if that storytelling involves an examination of the human condition, because it deals in primal emotions and reactions.
Yep.
But no, let's not respect that stuff. Let's have a couple of swishy guys sitting in a cafe eating croissants and Tabasco sauce for some reason.
No, have you seen any of the new? This was Netflix's Resident Evil series.
Nope, I refuse to.
I don't
Lance,
doubt it.
Lance Redding is a great actor, but I did not think he should have been Wesker.
That was not Resident Evil. That took well-known characters, slapped a new coat of paint on it, and called it Resident Evil.
Yeah, it's like I said earlier. They're not interested in telling the story. They're interested in selling the product.
Yeah.
And they're not even selling the fucking product.
Don't question. Consume product. Get excited for next product.
Right. That's what I mean. You're right. It's not even a product because they're not giving anyone a reason to care about it. People care about Jill Valentine, for fuck's sake. Don't fuck up Jill Valentine.
The only movie that actually got her correct was the second movie. They got her outfit at least partially correct.
They got her outfit, but they didn't get the essence of her.
Like, stop fucking with the stuff that works.
Because that's where the first Resident Evil worked so well. They took some of the creatures from the Resident Evil series, but then took none of the original characters and set it in a different place.
Right.
They made the final monster a giant fucking liquor, which liquors didn't exist until the second fucking game.
Yeah, by then they already had, I think, 3 in Code Veronica out.
Yeah. I think.
That's like, look at the Silent Hill movie. Canonically, for like the character that they were using there, they put a bunch of monsters or villains in there that wouldn't be in that story.
Nope. They would not.
Well, no, it's like I said, it's the reason they never successfully adapt a video game to a film is because by the time they get around to making it a movie, they've got 3 or 4 versions or 3 or 4 sequels to the game out.
Yeah.
And when they come to make a movie, we got to have this. We got to have this. We got to have.
It's the same issue with comic book movies.
Story in movie form, you.
That's the same issue I have with comic book movies.
Yeah, hold on a second here. I will still say I haven't watched the sequels to the Sonic movies. The first Sonic movie, even though they made it a fucking fish out of water movie, which was dumb in itself, was still a good, fun movie.
Yes, it was.
Pokemon Detective Pikachu was a good movie, in my opinion.
I haven't seen all of it, but
series,
I just wanted to see
it had really nothing else to do with the games, and didn't really have to follow the Detective Pikachu games for the way it went. But it didn't shit on the original Detective Pikachu games, nor the Pokemon series.
Actually, I think it kind of added to it.
Well, see, that's a way to do it too. If you're doing a video game movie, and the video game has a rich story and history, there's 2 ways to go about it. Start at the beginning and tell the story that the game is telling.
Yes, I agree with that.
And don't jump ahead to units that were in the 3rd issue or the 3rd sequel to the game. Or you treat the game as though it's the foundation, and you build off of the latest edition of the game. And
just like Twisted Metal did.
Oh God, no!
I don't know about that one.
No.
Hold on. Or you do like, I will actually give the Mandalorian credit for this one. You set it in the universe, and you have it do to where it has the things from the universe, but has nothing to do with any of the main story.
Right. Yes, that works too. Command and Conquer, for example. We know the Command and Conquer story in the game. And I'm talking about the Tiberium universe now.
Mm-hmm.
We know that story. So we could have a drop-in story that stands alone. And yeah, you're still going to have the specter of Kane, but Kane won't be in it. You'll still have the specter of General Shepard, but General Shepard's not in it. It can just be a story that takes place during the First Tiberium War.
Mm-hmm.
And boom, you've got a story. You've got a couple of off-screen General Shepard notifications. You got a couple of off-screen Kane notifications. but you have your standalone story. You've got to go take Geneva
Mhm.
or Siam or something. You got to take something back from Nod. That's your story.
There you go.
It doesn't have to encompass everything from every version of the game.
So, Mitch, like I was saying, I completely agree with you on what you were saying, because that is exactly what Twisted Metal does. Is it builds off of already pre-established lore. It doesn't take anything away from the core of the story. In fact, it actually adds to it, and it doesn't make it feel cheesy. Like everybody feels like they've enjoyed themselves making this.
Yes.
And that's another thing. I hate when actors don't act like they enjoyed themselves. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, I do.
It's hard to explain why.
Depends on the film and that whole thing. The actors I can't take seriously are the ones that when you look at something like Sharknado and the actors are acting as if they're in on the joke, and it's like, nah, dude, you got to go like either.
No, you got to play
Michael Caine. You got to play. Well, hold on. You got to play it like Michael Caine in the Muppets, where you're playing that like it's Shakespeare, or you got to play it like Tim Curry in the Muppets, where you're just a fucking Muppet in human form.
Fair.
Like the whole movie Flash Gordon in 1980.
Flash.
Everyone in that movie played it straight. They played it straight, and that's why that movie was as silly and cheesy as it is. It works because everyone played it straight.
Death to Ming,
savior of the universe.
Like,
I'm sorry.
You can talk shit about
that joke.
You can talk shit a lot about sci-fi movies. I still say, for a sci-fi movie, even after it changed to SYFY, SYFY, I think it was, Dead 7, considering the fact that it has predominantly, pop stars and some alt rock stars in it, but predominantly pop stars, like, I can't remember them all, they played it straight.
Yeah.
I was actually impressed for them.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes playing it straight, even though the material is silly as can be, that's what's going to make it work.
Like Sweet Tooth is obviously my favorite character in the entire show.
His name is not fucking Sweet Tooth. That's the name of his car or his truck. That's why I can't stand. That's why I.
He also names his car Sweet Tooth. It's weird. It's weird in the show. So I love his character because it takes the psycho killer clown thing and it actually makes it kind of funny, and he's always killing somebody. Like, he's always killing somebody. But he does it in a comedic way.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why. You just made me think of Dexter.
Again, if you can't get the basics, the very basics, right? The character's damn name.
Oh, he is also called Niels Kane, but he goes by Sweet Tooth, and he also has his car. I mean, it's a little convoluted the way it is, but
he shouldn't go by Sweet Tooth
because they probably thought it was funny.
Yeah.
They're like, the card name's Sweet Tooth, but we're gonna call him Sweet Tooth as well.
Again,
what's
that's
your
the
name?
basic shit.
Because whenever they were starting the tournament, they were doing like the whole health thing, and they were asking, what his name was. He says, name, Sweet Tooth, vehicle name, also Sweet Tooth.
And that's why it fails. It instantly fails on that premise. You can't say.
I'm honest, so I still think Twisted Metal was something that didn't need to be made into a freaking TV
really
show
didn't.
or a movie.
It didn't, but it was so. I enjoyed it tremendously, and it's one of those things where, like, okay, this is my childhood. Like, I grew up with this, and I'm happy
Metal as well.
So did I,
and I'm happy.
Continue. Sorry.
And I'm happy that it finally there's actually a video game adaptation that doesn't take away anything from the lore. It actually kind of builds on it.
No, it doesn't. You're saying that, and it honestly doesn't. If you can't take the very basics of the story and get it right, it doesn't build anything. It's fucking shit up. Again, having himself call himself Sweet Tooth when his name is Needles Kane, which is canonical, and he goes by Needles fucking Kane. I'm Sweet Tooth. Really?
Okay. So, sorry, I'm eating something as well. So, trying to say this in a different way.
Look, I'm not trying to say not to like it. If you like it, you like it. I'm not taking away from that. But don't try to say if you can't get the very basics of the character. Oh, it would be funny if his character named Sweet Tooth too.
Right. Okay. So you know how almost every Twisted Metal game is a different story in a way.
They're all 20 different stories.
Well, each character's backstory is a little bit different.
Not by much. Needles Kane is still Needles Kane. In 3, 4, Black, and any other one, he's still Needles Kane.
I am aware of that, Tyr. What I'm saying is every character's backstory is slightly different and maybe a little bit altered. With this backstory, he is an actor. He's a child actor who got upstaged by a dog. Yes, he was upstaged by a dog. And he got pissed and snapped, and he killed the dog on stage. And this is all in like episode 3 or 4, so it's pretty early on. He kills the dog. He ends up in Blackfield prison or Blackfield Asylum.
Yeah, it would have to be an insane asylum because they're not going to stick him in prison for killing a dog.
Right.
Although there are a lot of animals.
He went to juvie, and then as he got older, then he got moved to the asylum. And so he stayed in that asylum until the end of the world happened. And he escaped the asylum. He found his parents, and he ended up putting his parents in the asylum and leaving them basically to die. So yeah, his parents are kind of fucked up. His mom and stepdad. His real dad doesn't come in until the very last episode of season 2, where they're taking him to see Charles Kane.
I'll be honest, the story just sounds really convoluted.
Pretty fucking much.
It's just his story that's a little convoluted, but
again, it did not. Things don't. Not everything needs to be live action. It doesn't need to be filmed. Hell, if you're gonna do that, they should have just made another fucking game at this point. Probably would have been cheaper.
Probably.
No, Tyr, the reason they make films out of this stuff, like I said before, is because they're not interested in telling a story, they're interested in selling the product. It's all, hey, this thing's popular, let's make a movie out of it to make more money.
Let's take this IP.
Twisted Metal was just the car version of a fighting game.
Yeah.
Where each one has like a minimum of 8 stories, where you get a little bit of a backstory, and then when you win with that character, you get to see what would be like, for their character to actually win.
Right, but it was apparently popular enough. I'm not familiar with it. I'm assuming it was popular enough for someone to make a movie out of it.
Yeah, basically think massive scale destruction derbies, except for the cars have guns.
Cars have guns, and
instead of all the cars being like very similar because they're in the same weight class, you got you know, the one he's talking about needles with the like in one of them, it's a fucking ice cream truck. I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, with guns on it.
It's a modified ice cream truck.
One dude is just a dude that stands there that has freaking things set up, and he's in control of two massive monster truck tires and
Axle.
guns.
Mitch, I got an easy way to explain it to you. Imagine Death Race 2000 as a video game, and with all the points that Death Race 2000 got. Like, if you hit people, you got points.
Right.
Like, that's what it is. It's literally Death Race 2000, the video game.
My point is, it was apparently popular enough for someone to try to make a movie out of it.
Yes.
And the way Hollywood works, they don't care if the story is any good or even if it's true to the source material. They just want to sell product.
I'll still say, like, the sequel to House of the Dead, not the Uwe Boll movie, but the sequel to House of the Dead, actually pretty freaking good. And the cool thing about it as well is the fact that they're like, they loosely connected it by having the quote unquote like patient zero for that outbreak, and that be one of the zombie characters from the original movie.
Mm-hmm.
No,
And you only see them for all of like 3 minutes.
Yep. Sometimes that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
You know what movie actually I would like to see a sequel of?
Okay.
I mean, it's been... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you're saying...
a movie I would like to see a sequel of, and it was actually pretty fucking good, not gonna lie. It was Cabin in the Woods.
Well, you can't.
I would love to see it.
Oh, okay, I know what you're saying. That one... I mean, in all reality, it would only need a short video for a sequel because, I mean, you know, the ancients that were being having sacrifices made to them, you know, they have that giant hand come out of the ground. So it would either have to be a new covenants made or just the end of the world. So like, it wouldn't really make much of a sequel to have a whole movie unless you're doing like several different perspectives from people.
Or they could go another route, since it was basically from the audience's perspective. Well, the ancient ones were the audience, is basically what it was a metaphor for. What they could do is they could kind of reboot it in a way, but not like completely rebooting it, but like because the cabin is still there. Everything's been fixed, miraculous somehow fixed, whatever they'll have to write that in.
So basically, the only other way they could do this would be to do a prequel.
No.
So where you just do it.
No, they don't even have to do a prequel.
Was it yes to prequel or no to prequel? Critical?
No, not a prequel.
Okay.
What they could do was, because they've done this so many times, they've even said that they've done it before, because the monsters or the ancient ones have to be satiated before the end of the world happens.
Or they they could just ignore it and just set up a whole new thing. They don't have to follow the original Cabin in the Woods.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It could just be a whole new location.
Well, no, they could. I mean, it could still be a cabin in the woods. It could just doesn't have to follow the original setting of the Cabin in the Woods.
Right. It could just be in that same universe.
Or nothing. Again, doesn't have to be the same universe, because again, you don't have to. It doesn't. They don't need to be connected. You literally ended that universe in the first movie. It's over. Like that. There's nothing bringing that shit back. Like you've established that the end of the world is happening. Like the ancients are alive and awakened, but in this new one, you can say, oh well, this is a brand new universe where the ancients are fucking still asleep, and we have to keep them asleep.
I got a question.
Yes.
I'm not familiar with this film, but when you say the hand comes out of the ground at the, Does it show the world end?
It implies that the world is ending because the
Does
gods
it show that the world ends?
No.
Okay. Hang on. It'll come to me. You said that the ancients had to be satiated or the world will end.
Yes.
And we saw a hand come out of the ground, but perhaps the ancients are satiated by something they did after the hand came out of the ground. Certain number of people and were able to eat them or something, whatever. And they were satiated. So everything still exists. And
Well, they're satiate. The only way that they were satiated was through these sacrifices that they were doing, where they would bring the ritual.
It was a ritual.
They would have to bring in like 5. They brought in like 5 or 6 people, and they all had to do one thing to trigger a monster that would come in to attack them.
Yeah, because they all played a stereotype.
Yeah, the idiot blonde, the stoner, the final girl, the black guy.
You had the virgin, the jock, the fool, and I can't remember the other ones. Because the stoner was the fool.
Yeah,
the harlot.
Which is funny because all those stereotypes actually exist.
This was the only way to satiate them?
No,
or was it the way or was it what the
there were different ones that went throughout all over the world because it was an entire organization and world government.
Yeah, it was a worldwide organization
together. And for the Cabin in the Woods, they were the last plausible satiate. It's like of the ones that were doing the whole thing for each country to try to satiate it.
That's
to
right.
be the
They
one up
actually
on
had
that.
it all over the world.
Because they bring up
Because
of how
Japanese horror-
Japan, the Japanese ones were able to win because they were going to sacrifice a bunch of school children, basically.
A bunch of schoolgirls, yeah.
And they
well, there are different ways to satiate them then.
Yeah.
Yes, but what they bring up, one of the main things in the movie is that for Cabin in the Woods, they are the last one.
It was the last part of the ritual.
No, not they were the last part of the ritual. They were the last ones of the whole thing to be able to satiate. That if they didn't, the ancients would awaken.
Yes.
Or come forth. So it wasn't just that there were different ways to satiate them. It's that of all the ones that were doing it, they were the last ones to making the attempt because all others had failed.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I said it would not make any sense unless you're going to have it be that you go to one of the it's a prequel, not in the whole thing of the characters, but you're going to go to one of the other rituals that either failed and, one of the others succeeded that year, or that's one of the failures.
That would have been cool because then we could go back and then see the different horror genres from different
different
locations.
Because that's those. Go ahead. Sorry.
Japanese horror. Japanese horror is cool.
Well, let Mitch ask the question.
I'm not familiar with the franchise. That's why I'm asking these questions, because I'm looking for a way for it to make sense if they made a new story.
Yeah. For Cabin in the Woods, it's a lot of homages to a lot of other horror movies.
Yeah.
And everything. It stars Chris Hemsworth. He was in it. And the reason why they even put him on the cover of it was because I want to say it's because he had just recently blown up in a different movie before that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, but it's
there's no L in his name.
Hemsworth, sorry. I have a bad habit because
I apologize to this guy named Chris Helmsworth that you keep talking.
Okay.
Well, we have a product at my work that's called Helmsman, so I always want to say that.
Okay, fair enough. But no, so I don't know if I kind of want to see more of that universe. I kind of want to see where it could go, because
I mean, unless the ancients would have been like, you know what, we're happy. We decided, even though we destroyed this area and that whole thing, but because of the amount of death that you were able to cause, we'll we'll call it a mulligan would basically be the only way. But from everything that got brought up, since they were the ancients and they were very, very ritualistic, that's why they had to be done a specific way. And it had to be the five. It's like for that, since it was a cabin in the woods for that one, the five had to choose. It's like basically kind of do the Ghostbusters thing. They had to choose their own demise.
Right.
Yeah.
Basically, their fear would dictate what gets them.
Yeah.
No, they go into a basement and they find all these different items and whatnot. Depending on which item they go to take or use, like they have a puzzle box type thing there. They have one. They have like a thing for like the Necronomicon type thing. But instead, what they end up doing is reading from this one diary that brings up, zombies.
Not cannibal zombies.
Zombie.
They were the zombie torture family.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I want to know now is what's to stop the ancients at the end from, like you said, doing a mulligan or deciding, you know what? We like it when these individuals freak out and have a lot of fear before we kill them. What if they decide they liked that and changed the deal? And boom, now we've got sequels.
Plausible, but in that whole thing, it kind of like retcons the lore that they went through, because that was the big thing that was brought up, is that the people and the ancients came to an agreement, which is why they were doing those rituals, and it had been done for decades, if not like a millennia.
Right,
not eons, but more like a millennia.
I understand that, but that doesn't mean that the ancients can't say, "Hey, you know what? It tastes good when you add this peppermint fear to this murder."
Well, it's not. They don't, like, from everything we're aware of, the ancients aren't like eating the bodies and everything. It's
no. I'm just using that as that's just a metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ancients are basically a metaphor for us, the Watchers.
No, we're not. We're not going down that road.
I'm saying, what's to stop the ancients from saying we like it this way more than we want to destroy the world?
I mean, I kind of agree with that.
Why can't the ancients change their mind?
They can. They can do almost anything.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
Well,
so
for that whole thing, they're not mythical,
if,
magical characters and whatnot. They're just massive creatures.
Yes.
That are slightly humanoid.
Then how did they make a deal in the first place?
It never says.
Yeah. That's the whole thing of the mystery of it.
You see what I'm getting at? It's never stated, then there's nothing off the table. The ancients could somehow convey, we want to do it this way from now on. Give us more pepperminty death instead of regular death.
I mean, they could go into the whole thing of it'd be one of those things that they would have to. It'd have to be at a new site and be brought up of like, okay, because of that whole thing that happened, we're reestablishing a new contract. And the reason why the hand burst forth wasn't because of X, Y, or Z, but it's the way they insinuate it is that the ancients were like, well, they failed their end of the bargain.
Time to
got to take care of ours.
All right,
and it's also because that the ritual was never completed.
All right.
Yeah, but that like I said, that's implied. Before we know, the hand could have come up and said, wait a minute, time out.
Well, it's implied that the two that survived, because the virgin doesn't have to die, she can survive, but the fool was one of the ones who had to die.
Yeah.
Both of them die anyways, because the hand comes from beneath the facility that they were in. Kills everything because of it bursting forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I kind of want to watch it again because it's Halloween and it's
all right.
It started with
trying to close the show.
Oh, all right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
We're like half an hour long.
Yeah, we have been a little longer than we normally do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for coming out. Yeah, we had a lot of spirited talk here today. I'm happy with it. Sandwich should be back next Friday. Hopefully he is. He can't be gone too long. We'll be back Monday night. Same bad time, same bad channel. Hope everyone will be rested and ready from the weekend. Say goodbye to nice people.
George Lucas is a butt.
That's insulting to butts.
Ooh. All right. So let me do this, do that.
Closing time. Time for you to go out to the places you will be from. I know who I wanna take me home. I know who I wanna take me home. I know who I wanna take me home. Take me home. Closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.